Greetings and welcome. This is Sugi Strategy, the one and only, and thanks for joining me today on my Grey Goo Emergence DLC review. If you're interested in more info about the main game, I have a review out of that on my channel as well, so check it out. There should be something appearing on the screen right now. But let's talk about the Emergence DLC. So the Emergence DLC contains 3 missions, and that's pretty much everything that the DLC contains. And the question is, when should I play these DLC missions? Actually, they don't take after the main campaign, they actually take in between. So once you have completed the last human mission on the main campaign, I think this is probably the 14th or 12th, somewhere between 12th to 14th mission, then the 3 Emergence DLC missions take a part, and so between the end of the human campaign and start of the Goo campaign. And the Emergence DLC is kind of interesting because all of the 3 maps are on their playstyle and objectives kind of different from each other. So on the first mission, you are there to invade the Goo's base essentially, and you get to play as Singleton, and he's pretty much the main focus of the Emergence DLC. And you get to play as him and the human faction on the first map. And you get to use actually beta units also on the map, which is only map where you can actually do that, where you have control of 2 factions without the beta's buildings. On the second map, you have this kind of like an interesting espionage mission where you have to kind of run around the map and try not to get spotted, and you have different ways to complete this map. Some of the tries can take 10 minutes, some of them can take 40 minutes, depending on what routes you choose, what units are you thinking to capture from the bases around the map. There's a lot of side objectives in that map essentially. It's a rather interesting mission. It's very different from all the other, well, except it's a bit different from, I guess it's somewhat similar to the first Goo mission also on the main campaign. And the third mission is also interesting, where you get to play as Goo again. And so in the second and the third map you will be playing as Goo, and the first one you will be playing as human. And on the third map you're actually playing as 2 factions, the humans and the Goo, and they can even war with each other. So it's a kind of like a free-for-all type of a mission, which is kind of interesting. It's not something that was done before in other missions. So let's talk about a bit of the story elements on the Emergence DLC. It actually is a very key, like a story element to the whole game as a whole, because it explores Singleton's journey and, and his there's not a lot of, there's actually some character development to Singleton, and it will explain a lot of things for you about Singleton. The Singleton, I was, critical about the characters on the game. Singleton is the most standout character inside the game and most interesting, even though he's a robot. But his mannerism and his intelligence is kind of somewhat fascinating. And I think it was a great pick and great focus to be on the DLC. And I think it kind of contributes a lot to the overall story if you play it, so I really recommend doing so. And I also feel, I guess, it kind of raises the overall rating of the map, of the game's campaign, because I think it does fill certain story puzzles in. It shows some depth, it shows some understanding about the Goo's motives and why they're here and what they're trying to do. And I just think they kind of done it pretty well there on the Emergence DLC. And the DLC is approximately 3 hours, depending how much the second map will take, so not that much, but I think you get it as a free download for everybody who owns the Grey Goo, and unless you have some weird old ass version out of it. But if you buy the definitive edition, you will get the Emergence DLC as well. But it's a pretty good DLC, I think, for its price. I guess if it would be again standalone, I'm not sure would it be worth it. We're actually paying $2 or $3 per hour. I guess it's okay, but I'm glad it's bundled now with the main game, so we don't have to worry about that. Definitely worth the play. I think some of the maps, actually, the DLC maps missions were much better than most of the missions in the main campaign. So, in terms of story and in terms of, you know, gameplay and objectives. Thanks for watching this video. I will see you later on the next one. And remember to like it, give it a comment, and subscribe if you must or want to. I'm gonna make more strategy game reviews on this channel in the future. Cheers, and I will see you soon.